Shemai, Yashra'Allah, Yahweh, Allahayinawa, Yahweh, Achad, Shemai, Yashra'Allah, Yahweh, Allahayinawa, Yahweh, Achad, Shemai, Yashra'Allah, Yahweh, Allahayinawa, Yahweh, Achad. Shalom Yasharallah, peace Israel. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, 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 Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Bless you Yahweh, bless you Yahushai, in the name of Holy Spirit. Kahalayim La, Allahayinawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. All praises to our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash, in the name of Holy Spirit. Double honor to our teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, GMS. Peace and bless to the hopeful elect, Shalom. Shalom to the elect. All right. Now this is going to be the first installment on the series dealing with the Northern Kingdom, on the Northern Kingdom series, which really is an ongoing series, all right? And it's not new. You know, it's something that through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the Lord has been having me go through for years. He's been having me go through it for years, as well as other brothers that touch on this topic of dealing with how the so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, so-called Hispanics, people of American Indian descent, the indigenous people of North, Central, and South America, and of the Caribbean islands are Israelites. You know, Spirit been having brothers touch on this for years, okay? And Spirit is having me go back into it because we in the time of the Lord sealing the tribes, sealing the elect of the nation of Israel, okay? Which you're gonna have members of the elect from all 12 tribes, all right? Not just Judah. It's not a black thing. It's not a so-called black thing. It's a Hebrew Israelite thing, okay? We consist of 12 tribes. We consist of 12 families. And as it is written in the book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 1, it is written, at the same time saith Yahweh, will I be the God of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people. So the Heavenly Father said he will be the God or the power of all the families of Israel. Not just one family, not just Judah. All right? He's going to be the God of all the families of Israel. You know? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar. All the families of Israel. Okay? Now, what I want to do is touch on the topic of the tribe of Ephraim from a spiritual aspect, from a spiritual point of view. Okay? Because I'm also going to go into literal proof. You know, things that cannot be gainsayed or resisted because it's solid information. It's concrete information. Or should I say rock solid information, proving that the tribe of Ephraim are the so-called Puerto Ricans, you know? But I want to touch on this, dealing with, you know, this first episode, this first installment. I want to touch on the tribe of Ephraim being the so-called Puerto Ricans from a spiritual aspect. Okay? And I'm going to quote scripture. Okay, we're going to start off in Romans chapter 8, verse 16, which tells us the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the sons of God, that we are the sons of the power, that we are the sons of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. The Spirit itself, which is the Holy Bible, that's the Spirit, okay, beareth witness or resonates with our spirit that's within us, that we are the sons of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Now it says children. It says children, but children means sons, which, you know, there are women that are a part of our nation as well. But you know, the nation itself really consists of the men, because the men carry the seed. The men carry on that name. The men carry on their legacy. That's why, you know, the Israelite man is important. You know, hey, the Lord said the flock of his pasture are men. You know, he's raising up men to be the leaders of this nation, of this great nation of Israel. He's raising up men. Now, dealing with the tribe of Ephraim, I'm going to touch on this from a couple of angles on how, you know, the tribe of Ephraim are the so-called Puerto Ricans today. Like I said, you know, this is coming, you know, from the spirit, more so dealing with it in the spirit. Okay. And I'm going to touch on this based off of some of the experience I have being around Ephraim. Okay. Put my phone on airplane mode so I don't get a damn call. You know, I hate when my videos get interrupted, you know. So it doesn't get interrupted, I'm gonna put it on airplane mode. But dealing with the tribe of Ephraim, which are the so-called Puerto Ricans today, let's touch on the name Ephraim itself. Ephraim in the Hebrew is Ephraim. Ephraim, you know, let's break down the word Ephraim, which is how you say Ephraim in the Hebrew. Ephraim, comes from the Hebrew word anya, which means I. So I is a shortened form of anya. I means I. Par means fruit. Par means fruit, you know, because it goes back to the Hebrew word para, which means fruit or fruitful. You know, para, that's actually also where you get the word Peru. You know, Peru is the Hebrew word, for those of y'all that don't know that. And that proves that the people down there are Israelites. You know, the people in Peru, which they're the tribe of Asher. Okay. But para, it means fruit. And yum at the end, because you have par yum. Means I, par means fruit, yum makes it plural. Makes fruit plural. So, you know, fruitful. You know? So aparium, I am fruitful. I am fruitful, I am plenteous. I multiply, basically. You know, dealing with the tribe of Ephraim, they're known for being fruitful. They're known for being plenteous. There's a lot of them. You got Ephraimites all over the world, man. You know? You got so-called Puerto Ricans not only on the island of Puerto Rico, but they're everywhere. And it's beautiful how the Lord did it, because you look at the island of Puerto Rico, that island is fairly small, but that don't mean nothing. Ephraim is great. Ephraim is every damn where. Ephraim in Hawaii. You know, Ephraim all over the world, man. You know, Ephraim overseas. You know what I'm saying? But Ephraim is everywhere. They're down south. You know, they're all over Babylon, period. They're all over America. But, you know, they fulfill that name. They fulfill that name. All right. I am fruitful. That's them. You know. And, you know, based off of my experience from being around them, you know, I can go back to, you know, when I was in the world. You know, I'm not going to give you too much info about me because that's not important. What's important is what I'm, you know, speaking about, you know, as far as dealing with the scriptures. But, you know, when I was in the world, I went to this military school, which you know, was pretty much like a school for reform. You know, I was pretty much, you know, I was bad, you know. I wasn't the, you know, the most behaving person, so to speak, man. You know, during that time in my life, I was being rebellious. But, you know, I had went to this military school because, you know, I was wanting to go to the military. But it was also a school for reform, you know, to get, you know, badass kids in check, you know, get them right or whatever. But you know, I finished the program and did what I had to do. I pretty much went there and I got my GED and stuff, you know. But when I was in this particular military school, the School for Reform, basically, you know, for each of the cadets or the students, there will be rooms. You know, there will be rooms you would stay in while you're on this, you know, this campus for this school, and you would have a roommate. You would have, you know, 1 or 2 roommates. You know what I'm saying? And I had 2 roommates. One was the Edomite, and another one was this Ephraimite. One was a so-called white, you know, boy, a so-called white boy, and or you can say so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? But one was the Edomite. You know, he was my roommate, as well as this Ephraimite, so-called Puerto Rican. You know, but me and that Ephraimite, we were click tight, man. Like we were cool as hell. But I didn't vibe with that Edomite. And this way before I knew about the truth. I'm not gonna say way before, because actually that same year I graduated from this military school, that's when I came into the truth. You know what I'm saying? Which the Lord had it set up to where I didn't go to that, you know, I didn't go to the military because I had wanted to, but Spirit had blocked it, you know? And I was mad, man. At the time I was upset, but not too long after that, that's when I came into the ministry, you know? But like I said, dealing with, you know, how, you know, I was in this military school and my roommates were an Edomite and an Ephraimite, and I really clicked and vibed with the Ephraimite, you know? It was almost as if, you know, we grew up together in a way. You know what I'm saying? It was almost as if, you know, I knew the guy growing up, you know? You know what I'm saying? And I just met him in that, you know, in that military school. But he was real cool, man, you know, didn't give me problems. You know, of course, you know, Jake in this society is through. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we would talk about different things. Some things would be, you know, vanity or whatnot. But the point is how we vibed. It was no different from me talking to a Judite, so-called Negro. Okay? And, you know, it was another Ephraimite. You know, and it was a good number of Ephraimites in this military school. But there was another Ephraimite. Me and him were tight. Me and him were cool. You know, and it was the same thing, man. But you know, Jake, you know, grew up, not to go all into his life and nothing like that, but, you know, Jay grew up banging, you know? Jay grew up on the street, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, you know, these particular Ephraimites, you know? Like, they was rough. But it was almost like you were talking to Judah, man. But, you know, they were cool. You know what I'm saying? They were cool, and it's crazy that the Spirit had it. They would really be on my side more than a lot of Judites, man. Like, Judah was kind of like in their own world. You know what I'm saying? But Ephraim were at least in this school, they were more versatile. But they got a hell of a personality, man. You know? But I mean, I can give you countless examples, you know, but that's my experience, you know, with being around Ephraim when I was in that military school, and also dealing with when I got out of that military school. You know, that's when the Lord brought me into the ministry. You know, which at that time I was lost as hell, man. I didn't know what I wanted to do. It didn't work out with the military thing, so you know, I was thinking about going to Job Corps and, you know, doing different things, but, you know, Spirit had blocked all that, you know, and I was through. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord had brought me into the truth, and my whole mind changed, man. You know, my whole mindset changed. And basically, you know, when I came into ministry, after being in the ministry for a year, which I came into ministry in the year 2008, the summer of 08, and which is the same year I graduated from that military school. But when I came into ministry, it was like really like a month later. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't too far apart. You know, I probably made it seem like the military school was something very long ago, before I came into the ministry, but really it was the same year and it wasn't far apart. It's kind of like the Lord had snatched me up before I got, but before I'm thinking I'm about to get into the military, like the Lord, like, hell no. Had all type of vain ideas, man, being a damn tattoo artist, because, I could draw or whatever. Lord blocked all that shit. And I came in the truth, man, through fear. Through fear, I came in the truth, man, through fear of the Lord, man. And, about a year later, 2009, me and my brother Lahab, who was in the Chicago camp, we had went to Puerto Rico. We went to Puerto Rico, I want to say in August of 2009, because it wasn't too far apart from my so-called birthday. It wasn't too far apart. You know what I'm saying? But went to Puerto Rico sometime in August. Lord will, I'm right on the timing. You know what I'm saying? But went sometime in August, and basically, I don't know what possessed me to really go down there. You know what I'm saying? I can't even explain it. But I just know when I woke up to the truth, I felt real bad. Cause when I was in the military school, I didn't know that, we were the same people. It's like, the Lord put me around these different tribes, because you had Ephraim in there, you had Issachar in there, and some of the other tribes, like the Lord put me around them. And for some of them I had an evil eye, and they had an evil eye towards me. You know what I'm saying? And not Ephraim in particular, but some of the other tribes that were up in there, But I felt like shit. I felt real bad. So it was a spirit on me, like, man, to, really get into the topic of the Northern Kingdom, and how they are brothers, and we went through the same struggle. We caught the same hell, throughout our history, man. So me and my brother, we went to Puerto Rico in 2009, which we didn't need a passport, because, it's the Commonwealth of the U.S. You could just go over there. And we went over there, man. It was almost like we didn't leave America. But that island is Americanized, but the spirit of Ephraim on that island, basically being around Ephraim on that island, as well as Ephraim in the States, to me, they got a spirit similar to Judah. Like it's not too different, but they're a different tribe though. You could tell, because they're a different tribe ultimately. That's Ephraim, but they remind you of Judah. And pretty much like everything about them, damn near, it's just that they're Ephraim, They're Ephraim, but and silly as hell, man. The scriptures say how Ephraim is a silly dove without heart. Like they silly. Like, how Jake crack jokes and talk shit? That's Ephraim. Judah do it, but Ephraim do it too. Roast you or treat you, however you want to say it. They'll talk shit about you. But it'd be funny though. And everything kind of like a joke. You know what I'm saying? But that's that's our people, man. You know what I'm saying? But and before I had went to the island, I used to work in this rehab center for senior citizens. That's also how I was able to go to the island, be able to afford to go there, You know what I'm saying? I worked at this rehab center. I worked at a rehab center for senior citizens. And there used to be an Ephraimite man that always used to come up there because his mom was in that, that senior home. You know what I'm saying? I used to look after his mom and stuff. And basically, he's the one that motivated me or boosted me to go to that island. Because, when I got this job and I was in the truth around that time, it was a spirit on me. I had wanted to travel. But for some reason, I wanted to travel where the Northern Kingdom was. Like, that was a spirit that was on me. I didn't want to go to Europe. I didn't want to go to Africa, which in West Africa, you got our people still over there. Which, you got Israel all over Africa, That's the land of Ham, but it's a lot of Israelites in Africa still. But spirit wasn't on me to go there. Spirit wasn't on me to go anywhere else except for where the Northern Kingdom was. But, this Ephraimite man, they used to come up to that senior home to visit his mom. I used to talk to him a lot, and we were tight. Like, we was cool. And he was like a brother to me in a way, man. But he boosted me to go to that island You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, let me go. You know, at the time he telling me a certain liquor I could drink. He told me how, you know, they got the Bacardi factory. That's what Bacardi made. It's made in Puerto Rico. They got another liquor called Barradito. So like I'm saying it wrong, but it means the barrel. It's this particular strong drink called the barrel. Barradito. So like I'm saying it wrong, man. You know, but he boosted me to go to that island, and a lot of times when I'd be like, I would say something to him, and so like if this coming off as a rant, you know, I'm just making a point how we know Ephraim are the so-called Puerto Ricans through the spirit they have, you know, but you know, I would always tell him like, you know, yeah, man, they cool, they good people, you know, they like family. You know, I would be speaking about so-called Puerto Ricans, because during this time, this is when I first came into the truth. This is like a year in the truth for me. I'd be like, you know, they family, you know, and he'll be like, we family, you know. This same man that would come to that senior home, and this is before I went to Puerto Rico, he'll be like, we family, you know. But super cool, man, because it's something about the tribes where all the tribes are fly, man. Like they got this super cool, laid back spirit, as it's written, how Israel is a plain man. Like Israel is real laid back and chill, man. Peaceful, you know, compassionate. But he'll be like, we family, you know. Just showing you, man, like in the spirit, in Jake's spirit, Jake really know we the same people. Even if Jake act like they don't agree with it, and that be because of the curses, but in Jake's spirit, Jake know we the same people, man. You know, but anyway, this man, he had boosted me to go to the island of Puerto Rico, and we saw a lot on that island, me and my brother, you know, the way Ephraim is, you know, how they act, how they talk, how they walk. And it felt like I was around my cousins again, you know. You know, I got, you know, cousins that's, you know, out there on the street, you know, which I just wasn't out there like that. I was out there a little bit, but that's how Jake is. You know, we had went to this one beach, man, which it was hard to leave the tourist area. But we was in Old San Juan and New San Juan. But really, we had wanted to go to, how you say it, Mayaguez, you know. And Salaki, my Spanish isn't the best, you know. But, yeah, we'll see Ephraim down there. And some of these Ephraimites were from New York. They'll be from New York or Florida. And, hey, man, you seeing Jake down there on the beach flipping? I'm like, man, I feel like I'm back home. And it was so bugged out. We had met a Jake from Mississippi down there. Lahab would tell you. You know, my brother in Chicago. I'm like, man, what in the hell? Like, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Jake down there was super cool, man. Super cool, you know. I mean, you know, Jake can be assholes too. You got that, but the Lord was balancing everything out, man. And we even saw Benjamin on that island. You know? There's some Benjaminites had took us back to our hotel. Which is a long story, man. We ended up spending too much damn money. But Jake pretty much helped us out, man. You know? Hey, call like you how about Shmi? I was shocked. That was rough. You know, there's parts of that trip that was rough. But yeah, man. Oh, and we had looked up some of the history, you know, spirit on me. You know, and I say us, not just me. We had went to this museum where they were speaking about the slave trade and how, you know, so-called Negroes, so-called West Indians, and so-called Haitians were pretty much mingled among Ephraim, you know, where they were brought to that island, you know. But just showing you, you know, the history of what happened to our people during the Spanish conquest, you know, when Esau Edom brought his dirty ass over here to conquer our people. You know, they showed their history in that museum, showing the slave trade, showing, You know, well, you know, it's called a triangular trade as well. Slave trade, triangular trade, you know, transatlantic slave trade. But you know, they were showing how ships came from different parts of you know, Africa, mainly West Africa, and even came to the island of Puerto Rico, you know, and showing how Judah and Ephraim were oppressed together. They showed that in this museum, how you had Judah and Ephraim pretty much in slavery together. You know, whether it was mining for gold, or picking tobacco, working for the Spaniards. And that's why when you go to the island of Puerto Rico, according to the prophecy in the book of Hosea, it tells you Ephraim is the cake not turned, because you see a lot of Ephraimites on the island that are of a darker skin complexion, and you see a lot of Ephraimites. You see a lot of Ephraimites on the island that are of a lighter skin complexion. All right, due to them being mixed with the Spaniards, you know, due to the Spanish, due to those Edomites popping our women, popping Jake women on the island, and pretty much after so many generations, our people began to look different, you know. But a lot of them are of a lighter skin complexion, but a lot of them are of a darker skin complexion. But, you know, being mixed with Edom as well as Judah, you know. Well, you got the one, you got two words, mulatto and mestizo. I want to say mulatto, that's when you have a Ephraimite, a so-called indigenous man or woman that's more so, you could say, mixed with the so-called Negro person, you know. Ain't no such thing as mixed, by the way. But, you know, the father may have been Ephraim, but the mother may have been Judah. But they call him mulatto because, you know, the mixture. But also you have the word mestizo. That's when our people are so-called mixed with the Spanish, you know. The father being Ephraim, and the mother being Spanish, of Spanish descent, but you know, the baby pretty much coming out looking different, looking lighter, you know. Lord willing, is making sense, I pray. But you know, you see that mixture on the island. Ephraim is the cake not turned. Like you got a pancake, you know, you cooking a pancake, you know, you leave it on that side, on you know, like you got a pancake on the stove in a pan, you know, as the pancake is heating up, the bottom of that pancake is darker, but it's lighter on the top where you see the bubbles, you know. That's a cake not turned. You didn't flip it over yet. So it's dark on the bottom, but it's light on top. That's how you see Ephraim, as well as the other tribes of the northern kingdom. You got a lot of them that are light and a lot of them that are dark. You see? But you see that on that island. But Ephraim has a beautiful spirit, man, you know. They're of the tribes of Israel. They're the tribe of Ephraim, so-called Puerto Ricans. What else, man? And their talent, you know. I know while, you know, we were on the island, I forget how long we was there, maybe like a week or something, but it wasn't too long, maybe like 3-4 days, at the most 5. But basically, I remember, you know, in the hotel room, you know, we was watching TV. Well, I remember watching TV, and there's a certain Ephraimite that plays a clown. He's the type of clown, you know. He's a clown for children. I forget his name, but you know, he's singing to the children. But you know, he got salt as he's singing to the children, man. But he's dressed up like a clown, and he's you know, famous down there. Like, he's known for doing that. But you know, we would go out, you know, and this is us being young in the truth, only a year in. But you know, we would go out to different clubs down there in Puerto Rico. How do you say it? La discoteca, you know? You get the word disco. it was this club, you dancing, but we would go out and, Ephraim would be playing that reggaeton. That's the music they play down there, as well as other music too, bachata and, they play everything, man. And they can dance. They can dance their ass off. Certain clubs we done went into, I'm looking at them, move, Jake, the Israelite man, the Israelite woman down there, Ephraimites, they moving in certain ways I ain't even seen Judah move. But but it's talent, I'm like, man, I can't even fucking move like that. But they was getting down, man. Which the word reggaeton goes back to the word reggae. Now you have the southern kingdom of Israel, which consists of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians. Reggaeton, which goes back to reggae, goes back to Benjamin. It's showing you, that the spirit of the tribes, man, ultimately, the spirit of the northern kingdom follows the southern kingdom. Because reggaeton, which goes back to reggae, goes back to Benjamin, which is one of the tribes of the southern kingdom, But Jake got salt, man. They got flavor. You know what I'm saying? They got that salt. But as well as, them being just cool and pretty much peaceful. It's where you get the word taino, which that was put on them. That label was placed on them by the Spanish, And I'm gonna get into that in another time, which the word taino really goes back to the Hebrew. I'm gonna show that as well. Taino is a broken Hebrew word or corrupted Hebrew word, which means good people. All right. Jacob was a plain man or a good man dwelling in tents, But damn, what else? What else, man? They can cook their ass off. Jake can cook. One thing about all the tribes, they can cook. They all got their own style of food, certain way that they make things, which I noticed among the different tribes in the islands, they all make those plantains, but they make them different. Which even Asher, in South America, they make plantains too, But yeah, just Jake know how to cook, man. They know. It's things in the spirit about them. That that's our people. But not to mention, just look at them, bro. They got the same damn haircut. They wear the same damn Jordans you Jakes wear in the States, which you got Ephraim in the States too. But it's the same spirit, bro. But what else, man? I'm making an effort to think of different examples. But that's our people through the spirit. Okay? Through the spirit, man. Oh, and a lot of them hate Esau. Now, a lot of them got their head up Esau's ass, but a lot of them hate Esau, bro. A lot of them know Esau the devil. You know what I'm saying? They know it. Even if they don't want to admit it. Like, some of them, they know they're the devil. They don't want to admit it, but they know they're the devil, man. But yeah, bro, I pray this is edifying, you know what I'm saying? Just pretty much giving a little bit of experience I have being around Ephraim, okay? Going to that military school, I was around Ephraim, going to the island of Puerto Rico to see Ephraim live and direct, in person, And pretty much look up the history, how we connected, we were oppressed together. The tribes were oppressed together, all of us. You know what I'm saying? And also, when I was in the Chicago camp, which I'm still in that camp through the spirit, I'm in the Mississippi camp. This is my post, but I'm still connected with those brothers in Chicago. Because that's my home in the truth. That's where the Lord woke me up at. Through the Elder Zahab, who's down here in Mississippi. But you see, I'm down here with him. Like, this is where the Lord want me. But basically, when I was in the Chicago camp, in the ministry, this was 2010, I want to say, when one of the former heads of Chicago by the name of Batak, he was still there in the camp, And me and him, on the weekend, we used to go to Humble Park, where Ephraim is, man. And, Spirit be on us to go and teach Ephraim directly, which I'm grateful to have had that experience. Same time, like man, You call yourself going specifically to one tribe, bro, they gonna curse your ass out. Like, they gonna look at you like, man, who the hell are you? You don't belong from around here. You know? Now, they didn't come at us that way. But, you know, the Spirit wasn't with us being there like, okay, like, you just gonna teach this tribe thinking that they're gonna wake up. Spirit ain't with that. It's like, you know, for a lot of Jason say, well, we gonna go and teach in the hood. The Spirit ain't dealing with that, bro. Just stick to the platform the Lord gave us. Go out into the highways and hedges in the chief place of concourse. In your downtown area. Your downtown metropolitan area. You know? The chief place of concourse, man. You know? Where all people come through. All nations. Our people as well as the other nations. Because we waking up the elect, which the Lord waking up the elect, not us. The Lord using us to wake up the elect, but also it's the job of the prophets to tell the other nations their judgment. You know? So that's what the Spirit dealing with, not us saying we're going to go to the hood and teach these different Israelites, man. Because Humble Park pretty much the hood. That's the hood for Ephraim. You know? What you would have different Ephraimite, I hate to use the word kids, you know. Babylon, man, we got some messed up English. And messed up slang, you know. Because kids mean goats, but we refer to it, we say it in the context of like little children, you know. Like children, which children is a made up word. You know, kids mean goats, but children, you know, that's a made up word, man. But there will be, you could say, Ephraimite youths that will come up to me and Batak, and I want to say sometime the brother Rapah, which he's Ephraim, you know, he's in Chicago camp. He would come out there, and I want to say Elder Ba'ara, you know. Sometimes it wouldn't just be me and Batak, you know, it'd be a few brothers go out there in Humble Park and, you know, talk to Ephraim, you know, teach Ephraim. But, you know, you had the youths, you know, the young men of Ephraim, you know, young men and young women. Sometimes they will listen. But, you know, you know, them older Jake Ephraimites, they didn't want to hear it. But it was beautiful to see, you know, the young hearkening. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, at the end of the day, the Lord has an elect of all 12 tribes. And they're going to wake up regardless. But, you know, the Lord shows us in our walk that we are the Israelites. And when I say we, I'm talking about all of us. You know, we the Israelites, man. People of so-called Negroid and American Indian descent. Make up the 12 tribes of Israel. I pray this was edifying, all right? But, you know, I just had to speak on this first before the Spirit got on me to really get into the series. We know that Ephraim are the so-called Puerto Ricans based off the Spirit. Romans 8:16 again. The Spirit itself, which is the Bible, bears witness with our spirit, resonates with our spirit that's within us, that we are the sons of God. That we are the Israelites, okay? That's it, man. Hey, in Jeremiah 31:1, again, at the same time, saith Yahweh, will I be the God or the power of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people. You know, it's 12 families, man. All right, not just one. Not just two, not just three. It's 12. You know? So with that, I pray this is edifying. Kahalayim La. Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakudash, Kahalayim La. Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakudash. Double honor to our teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops, Great Millstone, GMS. Peace and blessed to the hopeful elect. And stay tuned for the series, and I pray it's edifying. Shalom.